I am a slave. I have a destiny. I am a slave. I have my dignity. I am a slave. I fight for my rights. I am a slave. I fight for my life. My location dictates my honor. My location changed because of race, but not because of color. These contrasting ideas are put together when making the comparison between West African and Caribbean chattel slavery. A slave in West Africa was able to hold a badge of honor, while a slave in the Caribbean was stripped of all his pride but not his valor.
Is there honor in slavery?
No. Your ideas are not your own. You are kept away from things that should be available to you just like everybody else. So how can there ever be honor in slavery? What kind of honor?
According to the Webster's Dictionary of the English Language, the word slave originates from the Greek sklave, meaning a Slavonian. A slave is a person who is wholly subjected to the will of another, a human being who is the property of another. It is uncommon knowledge that slavery is not only that which happened in the Caribbean. Every idea of slavery has been etched in our minds as barbaric and cruel due to the shadow cast by systems such as chattel slavery. Lies told by the whites to justify their actions worked to strip slavery systems of West Africa of their true honor and dignity. These ancestral practices that should never have been compared to chattel slavery to begin with. The distinction is made as we tell the story of Ngozi. Ngozi is a 22-year-old member of the Treaty tribe. His family had fallen upon hard times and as a result had acquired a significant debt. Ngozi offered himself as a slave to the chief in order to pay off his family's debt. The arrangement was that he would work for 2 years until the debt was cleared. During the time, his duties included tending the gardens and fishing. He was still able to take part in village activities and even enjoyed some perks of working for the chief. His mother and sisters at times even chose to come and help with his daily chores, out of gratitude for what he had done for them. Nearing the end of his 2 years as a slave, on what seemed to be a normal day, Ngozi was captured by men from an enemy tribe.
To me, a slave is someone who has been forced forced into the Caribbean, taken away from their home, family, to do things, to work on plantation. Not only work on plantation, but to do things outside of their comfort zone.
What do you think when you hear the word slavery?
When I hear slavery, I think about oppression. I think about people who are being carried away from their homes, from their families, being tortured by people with selfish ambitions. Like, it's always about money to these people, crushing us, our spirit, our culture, imposing their own on us.
Imagine yourself as a slave. Describe how you would feel and what do you think would happen to you?
I'd feel confined, detached from relatives. Yeah.
And what would you think would happen?
Oh, I'd be slaughtered, forced to do things I don't want to do.
He arrived in St. Kitts, where he is once again inspected and sold as property to the white man. They bring him to the plantation, and here he sees things he had never before witnessed in his life. Women breaking their backs, children toiling away. He is told they are slaves, but cannot understand. Regardless of being with child, a young lady is whipped, and in trying to defend his people, Ngozi is too subjected to the brutality. He is forced to sleep on the trees at the mercy of the cold, hungry environment. He dreams of his future, but all he sees is an end, the death of his pride, now the white man's rubbish to throw away.
Does slavery exist today, and how?
Alright, well, when you think of the word slavery, I know the first thought that might come into your mind is, whips, chains, a lot of oppression. But no, not like that. The slavery that exists today was not the one that has been abolished. It's a different kind of slavery. You have different kinds of slavery. You have mental slavery, physical slavery, like what happened before. But it's kind of like, it's different today. In today's society, people that are earning minimum wage, you can basically say they're slaves. I mean, people that are having to struggle to survive, discrimination, getting discriminated against, they're also kind of mental slavery that's going on. And of course, there are underground slave trades that still occur, especially in parts of the Middle Eastern that we don't really hear about. I was actually reading an article on it the other day. But yeah.
It has been 179 years since the abolition of West Indian chattel slavery. But the question still remains, does slavery exist today? In recent discussions, we have seen the dispute of paid and unpaid internship and the matter of people working for low wages. We also know that many young girls across the world are kidnapped and sold into human trafficking. These modern-day activities are today's manifestation of slavery. Overwork and inhumane working conditions, the reincarnation of the evils of chattel slavery. But we can make a difference, just like our ancestors before us. Speak up against these injustices and help your fellow man.
You sabi do the dance, so you dey speak like everything go, baby, you know. So you carry no be small. So be to the me love, shake let's go girl, I like the way you, I like the way